A very good afternoon to you and welcome to Opinion 2018. This is the 20th day of February 2018, and on this day, opposition doyen and a leading light in the democratization process of Zimbabwe, Morgan Changirai, will be laid to rest. We'll get into that, but for now, we are joined by none other than National Resistance Movement General Dr. Miguna. General, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good afternoon there.
Yes. Certainly, it is afternoon here in Nairobi, definitely morning in Canada.
Yes.
It is very good to hear from you, sir. As NASA TV, we've not been able to have contact since we made all those follow-ups from Githunguri Police to Lari to the courtrooms, and finally when we were told that you have been deported to Canada. A quick one as we start. Yesterday, James Orengo, Jimmy Wanjigi, and the People's President, His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga, were heading towards, were going to Harare. They made it to the JKIA, and His Excellency, the People's President, traveled without any issues. But James Agre Orengo and Jimmy Wanjigi were not allowed to leave. Their passports were actually taken again, and they spent the night at the airport, and it is just now that we're getting reports that they did manage to get on board a flight to Harare, though they have not yet landed. What is your position on that?
Baggy.
Yes, sir.
It is a continuation of the illegitimate government
Yes.
in Nairobi continuing to disobey court orders.
Right.
In the Constitution of Kenya 2010,
Right.
all citizens have a right to a passport. It's not a privilege granted by the government.
Right.
It's a right. Secondly, all citizens have the right to live in Kenya,
Yes.
any part of Kenya,
Yes.
to travel in Kenya, any part of Kenya,
Yes.
and to travel outside Kenya anytime they want, and come back to Kenya or return to Kenya anytime they want.
Yes.
The state has no power
Right.
to curtail those rights.
Yes.
And if the state intends to curtail those rights,
Yes.
they have to go to a court of law.
Right.
They have to seek an order
Yes.
granting them the power to do so.
Yes.
When the state purported to cancel or suspend the passports of Jimmy Wanjigi and Honorable Orengo,
Yes.
they went to court. They got court orders stopping the state from interfering with their right to hold Kenyan passports. As a result,
Yes.
their stoppage from travel was in violation of the court order, similar to the violations that occurred when they abducted and detained me.
Yes.
They have violated, in my case, more than 7 court orders.
Yes.
Then purportedly they go to court and appeal, saying that if Justice Kimaru's order stayed,
Yes.
then they would lose their jobs. So they care about their jobs more than they care about rights that are enshrined in the Constitution. And they care about their jobs more than they care about obeying court orders. So this is a bad sign. I would want to sympathize with the Honorable Orengo and Jimmy Wanjigi for the experience that they went through at the airport.
Right.
But this has to be seen in the larger light
Yes.
of the legitimate regime trying to force Kenyans to live under dictatorship.
Mm-hmm. I can hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes, so that's my comment on what happened.
On what happened. Now, in the larger scale of things around Africa, Jacob Zuma was forced out of office. Earlier, it was Robert Mugabe. The Ethiopian Prime Minister resigned. The Togolese people are up in arms against the dictatorial regime. Does this point to somewhere or something that might happen in Kenya sooner than later?
Well, it should not just be something that points towards what might happen in Kenya sooner than later.
Right.
It should re-energize and energize Kenyans to remove the illegitimate government in Nairobi.
Right.
There is no reason why Kenyans have not risen up and chased away these despots from power.
Right.
And I believe that time is running out. We must get out onto the streets and force Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto out of power.
Sorry, you're saying we must get out on the streets?
Yes. We must show them
Yes.
that they are not presiding over the levers of state
Yes.
through popular will. Kenyans rejected them on August 8th.
Yes.
They rejected them again on October 26th by not showing up to vote for them. And Kenyans have demonstrated that these two are ruling by the barrel of the gun.
Yes.
So our strength is in our numbers. We need to be able to come to the streets and demonstrate to them that we have rejected them and they must resign or get out of the country.
But General, the last time people were on the streets, people died in their tens and eventually in their hundreds. Don't you think perhaps there is a fatigue to that extent?
On January 30th, Bagi,
Yes.
we were on the streets.
Yes.
We were on the streets in our millions.
Yes.
Nobody died. And if somebody died, it was criminal elements within the police shooting them innocently as they go about their business. You are not going to stop the criminal activity of the so-called police until you remove the despots from power. You are not going to stop the killing of the innocent civilians until these people are removed from power. And the only way to remove them from power is when millions of people show up on the streets to demonstrate to them that they don't support them. That's the point.
Are you saying that we need...
Even, and let me just finish.
Yes.
Even in Togo,
Yes.
even in Ethiopia,
Yes.
even in South Africa where the leaders have resigned.
Right.
Of course, Togo, they have not resigned.
Yes.
People have died. People have sacrificed their lives so that they can liberate themselves from dictators. In Burkina Faso,
Yes.
just a few months ago, they removed a president that had been in power for 30 years through the barrel of the gun. They removed him by showing up on the streets of Ouagadougou. And he took a flight and they ran away from Burkina Faso. That was a military leader called Compaore.
Yes.
If Compaore ran away after 30 years of military rule and dictatorship, Uhuru and Ruto are nothing against 45 million Kenyans.
Wow. Well, General, some people may argue, is there any other way out before it gets to there? Because we have seen what happened in Egypt when Egyptians poured out on the street and forced Hosni Mubarak out of power. The casualty levels, General, is there an intermediary measure before you get to that?
Baggy, stop being a coward.
I'm not a coward, General. I'm just being cautious.
The question implies cowardice. There is no other way of the people getting power from despots other than by people being on the streets to reclaim that power. There is no shortcut. And if that does not happen soon, this will degenerate into a violent conflict where people will take up arms and fight the administration. So the only thing you can prevent,
yes,
at this time, is armed struggle.
The only thing you can prevent.
The experts will have to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Either they are going to listen to the people, and the people have spoken. They have told them that they don't support them, and that they are ruling them by force, or the people will pick up the guns and fight them physically.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how constitutional that bit of people picking up guns
is constitutional
and fighting back.
Article 1.
And what
you can only govern the people when they have allowed you to govern them.
Right.
Sovereignty does not vest in an elite occupying illegitimate power. Sovereignty vests on the people. The people have a right and a power to decide who governs or rules them.
Right.
And if you decide to rule the people against their will,
yes,
they have a corresponding duty and responsibility to remove you from power. If you have refused to allow them to do that in a free, fair, and credible election, which is the peaceful way, they have the right to do it in a violent way. It is a right everywhere else in the world, including the United States of America, where they have the right to bear arms. The reason why they have a right to bear arms in the Constitution in the United States is to prevent exactly what is happening in Nairobi.
Mm-hmm. Well, could some people misconstrue your sentiments as someone calling for war?
Listen, my brother.
Yes.
Everybody is entitled to their opinion.
Yes.
Nobody is entitled to their set of facts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stating facts.
Right.
It is in the Constitution. If they want to write their own Constitution, different from the one that is there,
yes,
they are free to call a referendum,
yes,
gather Kenyans' opinions,
mm-hmm.
and then make a new Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
The one we have right now,
yes,
vests power on the people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the law.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very well. If you're just joining us, this is Opinion 2018, and we are talking to none other than NRM General Dr. Miguna. General, when you say you were abducted by police, I know perhaps you've gone over this time and again, but perhaps just in summary, police arrest people, or rather are supposed to arrest people. Abduction, I do not think, is a preserve of the police force.
Baggy, you have been to my house in Rwanda, correct?
Yes.
In what state did you find it?
Well, when we went there, after you had been taken away, it was in a very bad state.
It had been blown open, isn't it?
Yes.
By detonators, right?
Yes.
Or what the military call a charger.
Right.
Police do not explode or destroy people's homes using explosives.
Right.
So when they came at night.
Mm-hmm.
I was asleep.
Yes.
There was no way I could know who was there.
Yes.
They did not knock the gate or ring the bell at the gate.
Right.
They blew open the gate.
Mm-hmm.
So they came forcefully and they came violently. They destroyed my property. There was no law or court order that gave them permission to destroy my property.
Right.
They did not announce themselves as the police.
Mm-hmm.
They were not in uniform.
Right.
They did not come in marked police vehicles.
Yes.
They came in tens of unmarked civilian vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
They were dressed in civilian clothing, including hoodies.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them were bearded and some of them had mungiki-looking dreadlocks.
Mm-hmm.
And they never identified themselves. They never said who they were.
Right.
They never showed me a badge.
Mm-hmm.
They just stormed into the house and started breaking doors.
Right.
Is that how police arrest anybody?
No, that should not be the way.
And when they took me, they did not say you are under arrest.
Yes.
They just said, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
They put me in a tainted vehicle.
Yes.
Again, they did not identify themselves.
Yes.
There were vehicles in front and vehicles following.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody identified himself as being in charge.
Mm-hmm.
There was no court order shown to me.
Right.
There was no warrant of arrest shown to me.
Right.
There was no search warrant shown to me. So it was an illegal abduction. I didn't even know who they were.
Yes.
That's what an illegal abduction is.
Well, this sounds like a scene from a horror movie, so to speak. It's difficult to believe that it is actually taking place in Kenya.
I have to tell you,
yes,
it was not the first experience that I had gone through like that.
Uh-huh.
On the 14th of November 1987.
14th of November 1987.
Moise Wood entered my student residence in the same manner. But they didn't blow open the door.
Uh-huh.
And this once they actually knocked. I opened and they took me away.
Yes.
And I was detained at that time in Comunicado the same way I was detained this time.
Right.
But when they released me that time, the only thing they did, they expelled me from the university. But they did not deport me from Kenya.
All right.
Or purport to deport me from Kenya.
Yes.
Because you can't deport a Kenyan-born citizen from his own country.
Well, very well. I hear you, General. Before we come to your deportation, when we tried to follow your trail to the Githunguri police station, there were reports that while you were in Lari, you needed an inhaler. And Moses Kuria posted something on one of his pages that Sifuna, who is your lawyer, should actually inhale on your behalf because that is what lawyers are for. Did you at any point need medical care, or did you need that inhaler? And what do you have to say about Moses Kuria's comment?
Baggy, I don't comment on Moses Kuria.
Right.
because that's a criminal not worth my time.
I hear you, sir.
But regarding my condition, when I was the Larry police station,
Yes.
I got almost a pneumonia attack. Pneumonia, not asthma.
Okay, pneumonia, not asthma.
Because I was kept in a cold place in very bad conditions and denied the basics of life, such as warm clothing or even a mattress, a blanket. You know, it was a 6x6 cement floor and concrete walls with elements getting into the place. No chair, nothing for 5 days. A police officer who was empathetic to me wanted to send out information that I was in a bad state and if nothing happened, I would die. So he might have said asthma to get the attention of the people that needed to get the attention.
Yes.
But no, I don't have asthma. I've never had asthma.
All right. All right.
And thankfully, if I had asthma, I would have died.
While we were at the police stations, this is both Larry and Githunguri, local politicians.
But I don't mean that it was thankful that I would have died. I said that thankfully I did have asthma.
Yes, which means if you had it, then it would have been worse.
Yeah, it would have been tragic.
It would have been tragic. Now, while we were at Githunguri and Larry police stations, local politicians did mobilize persons who were baying for your blood. While your legal team and the media were trying to find out your whereabouts, there were mobs outside baying for your blood. Did you fear for your life at this point or at any point?
Well, if the fear for my life means that I could have been killed,
yes,
I feared for my life from these goods that had abducted me more than from the so-called civilians on the street. My fear was based on the fact that 35 goons came into my residence using detonators and big guns.
Right.
And took me away and were determined to take me away from accountability. They did not want anybody to know where I was.
Yes.
And that would not have been because they wanted me to be safe.
Yes.
Because if somebody wants you to be safe, and they purportedly arrested you in Nairobi,
yes,
they would take you to a Nairobi police station.
Around the jurisdiction of arrest, yes.
Yes, there is a police station 500 meters from my house.
Okay.
Runda police station.
Yes.
There is also a police station about 1 kilometer away from my house called Gigiri police station.
Right.
Then there is the CID headquarters on Kiambu Road, also about 1 kilometer away from my house.
Yes.
They could have taken me to these police stations, but they chose to take me to Githunguri. The only reason they did that is because they had evil and criminal intent.
Right.
They wanted to harm me. So whether they harmed me directly by themselves hurting me, or they would do it through vigilantes like the ones that they had organized on the streets,
yes,
would not matter. The criminal intent was not on the civilians on the street because they are not the ones who took me to Githunguri.
yes,
The people who took me to Githunguri are the ones to blame, not the citizens that they organized on the street.
right.
Citizens, anybody can pay citizens 100 shillings and tell them to be on the street there and be shouting, and they do so because of unemployment and poverty.
Yes.
So I'm not going to deflect attention from the people responsible to innocent civilians on the street.
Right.
Yes.
Very well, General. When the entire country had their eyes fixed on the High Court in Milimani, reports did come through that you have been presented in a court in Kajiado. I mean, what transpired there, and what were you charged with there?
I wasn't really charged.
Right.
They said they were going to charge me with participating in illegal hoarding, in assisting someone to commit treason, and being a member of an unlawful group.
Yes.
I did not take a plea, and the magistrate told them that he was not going to allow them to perpetrate chaos and perpetrate abuse of court orders. He ordered them to take me back to Nairobi Rimani Court.
Yes.
And instead of taking me back to Rimani Court, they took me to the airport and forcibly removed me from Kenya.
Okay, so the same police officers who took you to Kajiado are the ones who took you to the JKIA. Was there a point which you were handed over to immigration, or it was the same police officers?
The same police officers. The same Said to protect, with the same gang of 35 police officers that abducted me, and the same ones that took me to the JKIA. There was no handing over. There was no deportation process.
And you were not released?
And I was not released.
Wow. So, there you go.
So it is a lie.
Yes.
That somehow the immigration are the ones who deported me. And by the way,
yes,
I did not go through the immigration customs process at the airport. The same way I had been abducted and taken to Kajiado.
Yes.
The same way I was driven to the runway of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, put there to wait for 5 hours, and take a late night flight.
Okay.
And they had not given me food for the 24 hours before then. It was a complete abuse
yes,
of my rights, the legal process, court orders,
yes,
and the Constitution.
Well, we leave it to the interpretation of the courts, because the entire team of lawyers, including the presiding judge, stayed in court until well after 8 p.m., waiting for you to be produced in court. At one point, I remember the lawyer acting on behalf of the DPP, indicating that all the persons who are said to be with you had switched off their phones and they were unavailable. And well, really interesting to hear that you had been kept at the runway for 5 hours while an honorable judge was waiting for you in court.
Yeah, but you can't leave it to the interpretation of the court.
Right.
You know, this idea that you cannot interpret the Constitution and the law is wrong. There is nothing in law that says you can't.
I hear you, sir.
All of us can interpret the law. What they did was illegal, number one. Number two,
yes,
Judge Kiskimaru already found that it was illegal. There is already a court order that it was illegal.
Very true.
And he has ordered them to return my passport and reinstate my purported revoked status.
Yes.
He gave them 7 days.
Yes.
Have they done that? That is a valid court order. You can't disobey valid court orders.
So has there been any contact from immigration to you?
There has never been a contact of immigration to me since I was born.
Right.
Immigration has never contacted me, and I wonder if immigration has ever contacted you either, since you were born.
Well, I haven't. Got it.
Yeah, immigration in Kenya does not contact people.
But in respect to this latest court order that they need to reinstate your earlier status in 7 days, have you gotten any contact from anybody?
You see, let me just correct that. The court said the purported revocation of my status or my passport were null and void.
Yes.
So, which means they did not happen. The court said whatever they did, if they did anything,
yes,
is a nullity in law. Which means that we go back to the status quo before their actions.
Yes.
So all they need to do is return my passport, which was valid when they took it.
Yes.
And nobody can take away my Kenyan citizenship.
Yes.
So there is nothing to return to me in terms of my Kenyan citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
They just have to say,
mm-hmm.
we have returned the passport.
Yes.
We agree that we are going to obey the law.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Miguna is a Kenyan.
Mm-hmm.
He's free to return to Kenya.
Yes.
We are not going to interfere with his rights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, very well. Let's get into another part of this conversation, General. When you come back to Kenya, you see, before you left, you had indicated a few measures in terms of the next step of the resistance. And this included portraits and all that. If you are to come back in Kenya today, will you kick off where you left it at?
Our programs must continue the way they were.
Right.
We have not suspended our programs because they were legal, legitimate programs.
Yes.
We have protected under the law. You know, even banning flags, like in the case of the American flags that were banned in Kenya the other day,
Yes.
is protected speech. You can ban anybody's portraits as an expression of disgust,
Yes.
disappointment, opposition,
Yes.
or rejection. So we intend to proceed with our programs as I announced them on the 1st of February.
Yes.
Yes. In fact, it is unfortunate that those programs have not been carried out since I was abducted. It is quite unfortunate.
Okay.
I'm going to call on our members to act. Stop complaining, act.
Okay. Well, if you're just joining us, this is Opinion 2018 and you're speaking to none other than NRM General Dr. Miguna. General, there was a demonstration outside the US Embassy. I should call it an anti-Robert Godek and other envoys a demonstration. This is after they had made remarks that Raila Odinga should recognize Uhuru Kenyatta as a legitimately elected president. So this issue of foreign envoys and Godek is not going away. Is this the right action to take? Some members of parliament also made serious allegations that Godek was involved in improprieties, and they mentioned particularly a defense contract where Kenya was supposed to procure military helicopters known as air tractors, and the claim is that it was grossly overpriced, and this matter forced a congressman to intervene, amongst other things. What is your take, sir?
What is my take on what?
What is your take on this anti-US demos and the position of Godek? Should he go? Should these demos proceed? Should they grow bigger?
Let me say this.
Yes.
I said Uhuru Kenyatta was public enemy number 1 for Kenyans.
Right.
I said that William Ruto was public enemy number 2 for Kenyans.
Right.
And I said that Frederick Matian, Mr. Kinkoro, was public enemy number 3. Gode is public enemy number 4. All NRM members and soldiers should consider Gode public enemy number 4 and must do everything possible to get him out of Kenya. Demonstrations, picket, whatever that they must do to get the guy out of Kenya. He's causing havoc in Kenya. And he better pack up and go.
General, when you talk about Matiang'i, do you realize he holds the position of the Interior Cabinet Secretary and the police force falls directly under him?
So even you, Bali, can hold those positions. There is nothing Matiang'i has between his ears that gives him more credibility than you. You have more credibility than Matiang'i.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the accolades, General.
That does not give you qualifications over other Kenyans. It's just an appointed position, after all. That means nothing to me.
Well, but
Kenyans did not pick him as the head of police or military or internal security. No. He was picked by the despots, people who were not elected by Kenyans. Big deal.
well, I'm just saying that in respect to the fact that if you are abducted in the nature that you're saying, and these people are under his docket, is there? I mean, there could be a likelihood of these scenes repeating themselves.
But why do you say if I was abducted in the way I'm saying I get to know I was abducted, to be to my home, you saw it. You came to the Dunguri police station, you saw me there, I did not go there willingly.
Yes.
I was not there because I chose to be in the Dunguri.
Yes.
So I was abducted. Be clear in your statement.
Oh, yes, sir. You are abducted.
Two,
yes.
Two, just because he did it illegally does not mean I have to accept it or fear or cower or decide not to speak because he could do it again. It's like saying a criminal came to your home and stole your vehicle and you're not going to report it because they can come back and steal your fridge.
I hear you, sir.
You understand what I'm saying?
I'm getting you.
You have to take a position regardless. A criminal will always do what a criminal does.
Well, I hear you, General. As we wrap up, lawyers, in solidarity with you and in protest of the executive not obeying court orders, are pushing forward the Yellow Ribbon campaign. And a man who has been at the forefront of this is Nelson Harvey, who's one of the lawyers representing you in all these matters surrounding your abduction and illegal deportation. Harvey made it clear that Justice Maraga is now a target of the executive. What do you have to say specifically to this Maraga issue now that lawyers and advocates are saying that he's a target of the executive?
Number one, I would like to thank the Law Society of Kenya, starting with the President, Isaac Okero.
Yes.
And my lawyers, all my lawyers,
yes,
including Harvey, Edwin Sefona,
yes,
James Orengo, Apollo Moya,
yes,
Waipo Wanyoike,
yes.
but Dr. Kamino has played a singularly significant role.
Yes.
And many others.
Yes.
Then I would like to say that the Yellow Ribbon campaign goes beyond my case.
Yes.
It includes all disrespect and defiance of court orders, starting or including the one with respect to the switching off of the signals of the media houses.
Yes.
So this did not start with my case, but of course continued.
Yes.
Maraga was right to say that he could not command judges on what to do with respect to the swearing.
Yes.
And saying that each judge must make that decision themselves. Two, Maraga was right to censure the state for disrespecting court orders.
Yes.
And stated that that cannot continue because it was a prelude to chaos.
Yes.
So, of course, you would be a target because an illegitimate despotic state would rather deal with a pliant, cowardly, and manipulable judiciary.
Yes.
The kind of judiciary that has been headed by the one they have appointed to replace the Jubilee Attorney General. But Maraga, I have to say, invited this on himself by playing to the dictates of these illegitimate people after October 26th.
Right.
By validating an election that was not held in strict compliance with the law and the Constitution. And by allowing himself to be threatened into submission. That mistake that he made,
yes,
is what gave these despots courage to continue threatening him, to continue disobeying court orders, and to continue treating Kenyans as if they were visitors in Kenya.
Right.
He must now realize that a dictator is not supposed to be coddled.
Yes.
That you don't reward disobedience of court orders. That he should have not allowed the IPC to conduct the coronation exercise on October 26th on the basis that they are still in contempt of this court order,
yes,
requiring them to open the service.
Yes.
He ought to have nullified that election on that basis.
Yes.
He also ought to have nullified the election on the basis that Justice Oduka had declared that the returning officers had been appointed illegally.
Yes.
Therefore, the exercise of October 26th was unlawful. It was not an election.
Yes.
Had he done that, he would have fortified the judiciary, he would have protected them,
yes,
and right now, these despots would not be running roughshod over Kenyans.
I hear you, sir. Very well. As we wrap up, General, your final comments, 30 seconds, perhaps a message to Kenyans, a message to your supporters. You have a huge support base. Message to NRM.
This is a message to Kenyans, a message to patriots, a message to NRM members.
Yes.
I remain strong and unbowed. I am focused on our cause at the end game.
Yes.
The end game is the removal of these illegitimate usurpers of power in Nairobi. And the way to do it is by mobilizing millions of Kenyans to come out on the streets so that we can demonstrate to them that we are not going to allow them to rule us by force. No one is going to be able to shoot 1 million people plus. Let us start acting rather than complaining.
Yes.
NRM is the movement to liberate Kenya. We are not going to do it through the ballot. We are going to do it on the streets. And we need to start acting now. I will be starting a global tour at the end of this week that will culminate in my return to Kenya, because there is no way that these despots are going to get any orders from the court stopping that. And we must move fast to remove them from power. Thank you.
Very well, that was none other than NRM General Dr. Miguna speaking to NASA TV. And what an interview it was. Thank you very much for your valid contributions and for joining us. This is Opinion 2018. It's always a pleasure. Thank you for watching and goodbye.